What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Breakdown Dojo, starring yours truly. And right now, we are about to react to Bruce Lee best fight scenes, courtesy of Top Mojo. Alright. Top Mojo has plenty of these Bruce Lee fight scenes. There's like top 20, top 30. They have a lot of them, but I think we're gonna be reacting to this one. Anyways, you guys ready for this? I am. And I'm gonna give you some behind the scenes and some news you guys don't even know about Bruce Lee. Well, I can't wait to watch this. Okay, I'm gonna witness, I guess, their top 10 greatest Bruce Lee fights. I'll be the judge. You guys ready? Let's dive right into it, shall we?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Bruce Lee fight scenes.
Well, Dragon was actually pretty epic, and especially when he busted out the two nunchucks. When I first saw a movie, that surprised me. I was like, damn, I gotta get some nunchucks. I do have some nunchucks too. I have some real ones and some practice ones as well. You know, when I first took Taekwondo, I did not know they would be training with like nunchucks. I thought that would be in Kung Fu or that would be in Wushu and Wing Chun. But no, they have that also in Taekwondo, which is very interesting. But anyways, let's keep watching. Give me dip. I could tell you this about the Green Hornet. The Green Hornet was a TV show. I think they only had like one season. The thing about it is that some people try painting Bruce Lee as a villain right here because they say that he was like really rude and mean to the stunt people, meaning he'll hit them whenever he wants to hit them, how hard. But no, he was always really friendly. The only problem is that the directors had a problem with it because he was too fast. Like, I'm dead serious, he was too fast for them to even record his punch and his kicks. I'm like, damn.
For this list, we'll be looking at those fight scenes that helped immortalize Bruce Lee. Which is your favorite Bruce Lee fight? Let us know in the comments.
Mine has to be the one where he kind of emulated with Ip Man fighting 10 black belts at once. Also, it has to be Bruce Lee versus O'Hara. It has to be that.
Number 10. Shenzhen versus Petrov, Fist of Fury.
Let me take care of him.
Size does not always make a difference. Fist of Fury places Bruce Lee's Chen in a string of lopsided battles, only for the...
Okay, let me tell you this. In some Bruce Lee's movies, he knew how to speak English. He already knew how to speak English, but sometimes they dub his voice over because most of the time they didn't like his accent. But in some of the movies where he was able to actually put his hands on and able to write the scripts, help join the writing room, and also the DP helped him out, he was able to convince them, I want to like really act. I want to use my own voice. Is that okay? And they gave him a shot, and yeah, in some of his movies, he was able to use his own voice. Yeah, he didn't need to speak Mandarin that much. They thought that his accent was terrible, but he had a dialogue coach and everything. So as soon as his dialogue coach greened him for the green light, they're like, he's ready.
The martial artist to prove repeatedly that no odds are insurmountable. Nearing the climax of the film, Chen takes on a Russian powerhouse known for bending metal bars. In an exciting battle of styles and temperaments, Chen responds to each one of Petrov's powerful attacks with vicious strikes and kicks that leave the Russian constantly on the ropes.
I'd say that Russian only knows probably about, I'd say, Russian wrestling and kickboxing. That's what I would say right there.
Although by no means brief, this fight is shockingly one-sided.
I don't think that was a psychic. Was that a step psychic? It may have been a step psychic. I'm not entirely sure, but it was smooth.
Number 9, Mr. Lee and Roper versus Han's men. Enter the Dragon. As Enter the Dragon reaches its conclusion, Han's private...
But I seen this movie for the first time. This movie changed my whole life. Everything. I want to be a martial artist. I want to be just like Bruce Lee. Hey, I might end up taking little tips from Jesse, the martial artist. I react to his video. He trained like Jackie Chan for 7 days and entered a tournament. Thing about that kind of really did inspire me, because Jesse, he wanted to do martial arts because his favorite martial artist was Jackie Chan and he admired him. I admired Bruce Lee and I want to actually do the training and work really hard just like Bruce Lee. So that's one of my main goals and one of my main videos that I want to share with you guys. But there will also be tutorials too. I'll be able to show you guys. Those will be coming up soon. I still gotta get my bob coming in. It'll be a bob or a wooden dummy. Who knows? Let's keep watching.
Martial arts tournaments erupts into a massive brawl after Roper takes out the crime lord's main guard. Roper and Mr. Lee come together to take on an army of Han's goons, with the heroes eventually being aided by a group of prisoners held captive on the island. The whole sequence is chaotic and a sight to behold, with Lee looking in full control as he takes on multiple opponents without breaking a sweat. Lee probably could have taken on all of Han's henchmen on his own.
I think he probably could have, but his main focus was Han.
Number 8, Chen Chen versus Hiroshi Suzuki, Fist of Fury. Everything in Fist of Fury is leading up to the battle between Jingwu School's Chen Chen.
If you see his physique, his body shape, Bruce Lee's body shape inside his early movies, you could tell that he wanted to work on his body even more. That's why he had a few personal trainers that took him to the gym, and he wanted to actually do the stunts on his own, because like if you're super big and buff, it's like going to be a little hard for you move around with that weights and like doing backflips, like flash kicks and stuff. So you want to be agile and steady and have this stability on. And well, let's just say that it was his own style, his own way of what he wanted to do, and people actually accept that, and they accepted him. And they actually really did admire him and his, I guess you could say, his mindset. Anything Bruce Lee puts his mind to, he'll do it.
And the Hongku Dojo's master, Hiroshi Suzuki. A scheming murderer directly responsible for the death of Chen's teacher, Suzuki fearfully hides behind a katana as he desperately tries to keep the hero and his nunchucks at a distance.
Okay, those had to be metal nunchucks right there. If he's fighting like a sword, some swords are, I'm not gonna get into what swords are made of, but that's a long different story. But still, this fight, I would give this fight a 7 out of 10 right here, because basically what I'm thinking is that you have to acknowledge these fight scenes. It's like, why bring out a sword? Like hand-to-hand combat, use your hands, not a weapon. If you want to bring out a weapon, bring out a staff or even nunchucks. Do that. Don't bring out a katana. Really? A katana? But that's how he is. Everyone has their own styles and methods of trying to keep themselves alive.
The weapons represent the conflicting ideologies of the Jingwu school and the Hongku Dojo, while Chen smashing Suzuki multiple times in the face represents, well, that the protagonist is not especially fond of his opponent. While the fight is on the shorter side, every blow stresses the fact that Chen and Suzuki want to kill each other, and one of them eventually succeeds.
Flying sidekick.
Number 7, Mr. Lee versus...
This has to be one of the most epic fight scenes right here. Like, when I rewatch this film over and over and over and over, I remember the exact movements that Bruce Lee actually made and the exact kicks. It's just amazing and awesome just reliving this right here.
Han, Enter the Dragon.
Okay, so that kick right there, you have to be mad flexible in order to do a kick like that. The only other person I seen who done a kick like that was Tony Ya. We covered over Tony Ya in the past, but that's what I want to say. And Tony Ya even said on the Sky Atkins podcast, when Sky Atkins was interviewing him, he said, I saw that kick you did inside Ong Bak 1 when he was forced to fight these underground fighters. And he literally did the same move that Bruce Lee did right there. He said, that move right there inspired me to actually emulate it and incorporate it into my own style. I was like, wow, even Tony Ya has respect for Bruce Lee, even though he loves Jackie Chan so much. But yeah, I love it. It's amazing right there. I tried so many times how to perfect that kick right there. I can't do it. It's hard. It's hard, but I practice over and over. Just, it's
Han,
frontal.
Enter the Dragon.
You can break his neck right here if you want to, but no. He wants him to feel the pain and suffering that he felt in upon his clan as well, because Han was a part of Lee's clan at that time, but he betrayed him and started his own little empire on this island.
Following a solid fight that ends with a spear stuck in a wall, Lee chases Han into a room of mirrors. More of a psychological than a physical fight, Lee and Han engage in a cat and mouse contest as the hero struggles to pick out the real villain from the many illusions caused by the mirrors. Bolstered by splendid cinematography and an intensity that does not let up for a second, Enter the Dragon's final battle stands out as a unique experience in Bruce Lee's impressive catalog of...
Bruce Lee's sidekick is mad powerful. It's on a whole other level, I can tell you that. It'll knock the wind out of you. You'll go flying back. Well, it sort of also depends on your weight class too as well, but still, he's been known to making people fly across the mats many times. I can tell you that.
Cinematic action scenes. Number 6, Bruce Lee as Billy Lowe versus Dan Inosanto as Pasquale. Game of Death. As just a percentage of Game of Death was filmed before Bruce Lee's untimely passing, who knows how much of Bruce's original vision is captured in the completed version. If the immaculate fight scene pitting Lee against Dan Inosanto is anything to go by, Game of Death was going to be something special.
Okay, fair enough. He's just using sticks, but Bruce Lee, you know what he's using? A stick. A bamboo stick. A thin bamboo stick. I believe that's a thin bamboo stick he's using. Inman actually used the same one. I believe it was in the first movie, though, too.
The two masters craft a flawlessly paced encounter that is just as much about the gaps between the blows as it is about the
I have the same nunchucks, those ones, but mine are red.
hits themselves. Locked in a game of chess with nunchucks, each move made by Lee and Inosanto is calculated, suspenseful, and gripping.
Damn. Turn the belt round, kid. I love it.
Number 5. Chen Chaoan versus Xiao Mi, the Big Boss. Also known as Fists of Fury, the Big Boss puts Bruce Lee on the map as an action movie star. Centering around a drug trade operating out of an ice factory, the film culminates with a brutal battle pitting Lee's Chen Chaoan against Xiao Mi, the titular Big Boss. Marked by a vicious intensity that arguably none of Lee's subsequent movies would replicate, this bloody fight blends stellar stunt work with strategy and storytelling. Xiao Mi grows more fearful of Chang and desperate as the battle progresses, culminating in a fantastic and narratively complementary final move. Number 4, Mr. Lee.
This is my favorite fight scene right here. Yeah. Even when Bolo was in here, Bruce Lee and Bolo were actually friends. Did you guys know that? So, the thing about Bruce Lee is that Jack Chan created his own stunt team, but Bruce Lee invented that himself. He wanted to bring some of his Chinese, I guess you could say, martial artists. Especially Bolo. He took him under his wing, and he said that he wants to take him to the States, and he wants to be in movies with him. Hence, Warrior. The movie Warrior that was on, not the movie, but the TV show Warrior, with Andrew. I forgot his name, Andrew something. He plays the role as Assam, but Bruce Lee was actually the one who written that whole TV show. Yeah, seriously, he written the whole TV show. Reason why people found out he written it was because Bruce Lee's daughter actually found out that he wrote the first draft, the first episode, but producers in Hollywood, they weren't accepting Chinese actors at the moment, so Bruce Lee couldn't really bring any other Chinese actors over into Hollywood at that time. And when Bruce Lee ended up passing away, Bolo was left alone, and Bolo didn't know what to do. But someone saw a light in Bolo. Guess who that was? Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme took Bolo underneath his wing and said, I'm going to take you over to Hollywood and we're going to do some movies. Because Bolo was actually a bodybuilder and a martial artist. Yes, surprisingly, it's pretty epic and awesome. But just wondering if that TV show Warrior starring Bruce Lee as the main character, man, that would be hella awesome. But don't get me wrong, Andrew Kochi, he played his role real good, and posing as Bruce Lee too as well. He trained his body and worked hard, and he trained just like Bruce Lee did. I try to do some Bruce Lee exercises at the gym as much as I can.
He versus O'Hara, Enter the Dragon. This is less of a contest and more of a prolonged execution. Mr. Lee meets O'Hara, the man responsible for his sister's death, in a shady martial arts tournament, and then proves that revenge is a dish best served with multiple blows to the head. While Bob Wall's O'Hara presents an imposing figure,
that's called a flash kick, just in case so you guys know. That is also a reason why Bruce Lee wanted his body to be not really shredded. He wanted to be, I guess you could say, very, very athletic, but have a tiny bit of muscle. I guess you could say it's sort of the same as Jason Statham, the type of body built he has. Jason Statham, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, they didn't want to have a body like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now Michael J. White, you see, and Scott Adkins. A lot of different martial artists went their own path, went their own way.
Martial artist is absolutely dismantled by Lee. Once the desperate killer brings a broken bottle into play, O'Hara's fate is sealed. There are plenty of more complex fight scenes, but this battle...
Like, if someone's coming after you, a broken bottle glass is trying to kill you, what else are you going to do?
effectively tells a story and highlights Bruce Lee's acting chops, all while still including a few jaw-dropping moves. Number 3, Tong Lung vs. Colt, Way of the Dragon. In The Way of the Dragon's climax, Bruce Lee's Tong Lung faces off against Chuck Norris's Colt in a...
Okay, I gotta say this. This was an intense and amazing fight, and Bruce Lee did have a lot of respect for Chuck Norris. And not only did he have respect for him, like during this fight scene, you could tell as Chuck Norris as a bad guy, he wasn't an ordinary bad guy. He was also a fellow martial artist, and I guess you could say Bruce Lee took notice in that, and he put all his work and dedication into it in pursuing this villain's actor. It's just that during the fights, after the fights, when you see Bruce Lee actually take his top part of his gi, Chuck Norris's gi, he places it over his head. Yeah. When he fell. Well, when he died, basically. He told him stay down, but he didn't listen. He could have been live, but no.
Fight for the ages. Set in Rome's Colosseum, this is a true battle of the Goliaths, as two masters earn each other's respect.
Because they are martial artists, and this is the last time you'll ever see Chuck Norris in all his movies have body hair on his chest, because after Bruce Lee ripped his body hair off and just blew it off his fingers, that was the last time you ever saw Chuck Norris ever have body hair. True story.
While holding absolutely nothing back.
This is intense. So it's karate, black belt in karate versus, I'll say, Jeet Kune Do.
Tong comes across as unstoppable in most fights, but Colt gets plenty of good licks in, making the hero's eventual dominance all the more impressive.
That's what I'm talking about right here.
Lee gets to show off a wide range of moves, be it body chops or low kicks, while Norris helps ensure the fight is mesmerizing every step of the way. Number 2, the Honku Dojo fight, Fist of Fury. Following an intense and frustrating opening segment that involves representatives of a Japanese dojo mocking the deceased master of the Jingwu school, Chen decides to get some revenge.
He wasn't supposed to do that, like get revenge, because in Chinese, at different monasteries, you're not supposed to go to different dojos and challenge people. You're supposed to send over a letter first. It's complicated. You're supposed to be from another dojo, and you're supposed to send a letter to another dojo you want to set up a challenge meet to. It'll have to be against another master, though. Master versus master. But other than this, it was disrespectful, but it was also a statement that Bruce Lee was trying to set and give.
我一个人就够你受了。
More than 24 students attempt to overwhelm Chen, only for each one of them to be taught an emphatic lesson. Expertly choreographed to ensure each moment flows seamlessly to the last, this sequence is enthralling from beginning to end.
I like the pausing on it because the more damage you do and the more you dig into someone's, like, I guess their chest, you burrow it in, it makes them hurt even more painfully instead of just one strike.
Things only get better when Chen brings out the nunchucks, causing the students to collectively wish their dojo used brown gi.
I believe the master does eventually come out. Truthfully, Bruce Lee was the one who created MMA. Yeah, true story. He was the godfather who created MMA. I'm dead serious. Every move you see that's like on the ground and he's fighting, that's MMA right there. Just to let you know. When he came to the US, he trained with dozens of different types of masters that have different types of styles. I'm telling you. This man is dedicated to learning from the best of the best. And the reason why you want to train with them is because he wanted to give something back, which was Wing Chun. He wanted to teach Wing Chun to the world. And Ip Man actually allowed it. He said yes. I like that.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Bruce Lee as Billy Lowe versus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as Hakim, Game of Death, because the size difference is a sight to behold.
I believe he passed away not too long ago too.
Underground fight, Enter the Dragon,
Yeah.
because this fight builds up steam nicely and features a young Jackie Chan.
Right there.
The alley fight with weapons, Way of the Dragon, because these gangsters are so outmatched, it is almost hilarious.
Get him!
Tong Loon versus two martial artists, Way of the Dragon, because each kick lands with incredible power.
Oh, I believe it was Tong Loon. Was it him? He and Bruce Lee did train together, I believe. They trained together quite a lot to trade blows and to teach each other different styles that they learned on their own. But I think that the company, like Warner Brothers, I think they also wanted probably him to be the next Bruce Lee when he passed away. But then again, they said no. But when Jackie Chan was coming up above the scenery, they asked Jackie Chan, and Jackie Chan said no, I don't want to. I want to do my own style, my own way. So there has never been another Bruce Lee. And there will never be another Bruce Lee. There will be only one Bruce Lee.
Kato versus Lo Sing, the Green Hornet, because this was a preview of things to come.
Continue.
Okay, other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys need to subscribe to the channel, and yes, of course, I'll see you all in the next one.